How's it going?
Getting there.
Is it PRI ready?
Not yet. Get there.
How you doing?
Great. You just wake him up in the morning.
You've never worked on a JZ?
Wake him up.
Well, welcome. It's going to be the first of a couple, at least. At least one. At least one. What are you doing? There's no timeline on the computer.
Hey,
it
was just
oh, that's what it was.
there. Welcome back to the vlog, everyone.
Welcome back to the vlog.
He's got a new camera.
This is a brand new camera. It is a Sony ZV-1 Mark II, which is kind of silly because I literally have this right here. This was a Sony RX100 Mark V, and I feel like
I'll show them the
normal camera.
So this is the camera that he's filming on right now.
Yep.
And
it has a flip out screen.
Yep.
And this is what we normally film. This is what I kind of started the vlog channel on, was the A7S III full frame, big dog, Sony G Master. It is a 16-35 2.8 lens, and it's good, but it's just
a workhorse.
And it's heavy.
It's very heavy. For you vlogging, I feel like that's a little bit more. You can fit that in your pocket. You can just bring it out, and then also the S3 is what I need to film Motion Auto episodes. So that is your camera. I'm not going to touch that camera for really any reason unless you need to hand it to me.
I think what we're going to do with some of the footage from this camera is put it in Motion Auto episodes where they're relevant. But the big thing is that we were filming in different settings for the S3. S3, I was like filming vlog stuff, and then we give it to him. He was filming 4K 60, and then I'd film a 20-minute talking clip, and it's 4K 60, and it's freaking 100 gigabytes or whatever. Costs, a lot of data. Whereas this thing, it's the vlog camera, fits in my pocket. This is what LZ uses. This is, I'm pretty sure, Colette, and I think Grant, they all use this. So pretty cool. So got some things going on at the shop today. Ben's brother is in from Australia. You've seen him out there working on the 2J, and we are prepping engines to take to PRI. So I'm gonna go show you what the boys are working on. Now we have an oil issue. This tank right here, the heat in the shop is from that, but that is an oil burning system. So there's no propane, there's no natural gas hooked up to it. It's an air compressor line, which basically sucks up, there's an electric pump in here. So this is about 500 gallons capacity of used motor oil. And so that basically raises it up, has a little line, and it has an injector at the top. And it uses the compressed air to fire it like an injector, literally. And it burns, and then it blows a bunch of heat, and it works really good, but it actually uses a decent amount of oil. So this place used to be a junkyard, so there were a ton of us of oil. Now, we don't change oil that much. So adding a little bit of oil, because this thing started spitting and sputtering, and you could see it's all the way down there. It was about half about 2-3 weeks ago, but it's been pretty cold. So we have some 55-gallon barrels out behind the shop. We're going to tote a couple of those in here, add a little bit of oil to the system. That should help a little bit. So it's really cool. Sometimes I just wish we had, natural gas or something where you just flip a switch and it's just on, even though it costs more. Sometimes it's a pain, but it's nice because it's cheap. We gotta go out back behind the shop now, and we gotta pump some oil. Are you ready? Don't you like how the shop is just it's maintenance day for the shop? We need water, we need oil, we need all the other stuff. I actually need to back up my truck, load this thing up. I just take it to my house and run the hose to it, as long as the freaking hose isn't frozen. Because the hose at my house might be, even though it's not connected to my house.
Mine was just frozen.
Not a boy.
That was not fun.
It is not fun. So right here, check out these guys.
Holy.
All oil. So literally, I guess a guy that knew, because they used to take used oil here, like anybody who wanted to bring used oil. So if you're in southern Colorado and you got a freaking ton of oil, let me know if you want to come drop it off at the shop, or if you got a tank and you want to bring it here, pump it out, and leave. Good option too. But we have all of these barrels of oil. Some guy was literally driving by and was like, hey, do you guys want a ton of used oil? And we said, sure. How are we gonna get this? Actually, I'll tell you how we're gonna get it. we have this guy right here. Just grab her up. Ah, nice. Look at that. Oh goodness. That's it. We just have to do this 10 times and then it'll be full. We've had the heater on at night sometimes and we left it. We got oil? Things. Yeah, we freaking ran out.
We're out of oil.
We're not out. We just had to pump it back in. So, this is the unit. That's the barrel pumper. Oh, Eric's the mess maker now.
Hey, is he taking over my role as scapegoat?
Nope. You could still be. Honestly, you were kind of in charge of a little bit of the process of finding this guy.
Oh.
So
I'm responsible for him.
anything that he does wrong is
responsible for him.
Now
It's not my fault.
on the list of things. James, what do you think?
Well, getting the place nice and warm again.
Yeah.
Yeah, get on to it.
You look like you're freezing right now.
Oh, no, I'm not too bad now.
He's not doing too bad.
Keep busy.
So James has been doing a great job at cleaning up my engines for his brother. Did you guys already paint the Evo?
Yeah, I got it.
Nice. That looks great. We're doing, PRP has a billet valve cover that has an integrated R35 coil kit. They have a crank trigger kit that's coming. They have cam gears and some other fancy things. And I'm pretty sure when we leave, they're going to come back with us and they're going to go on the Evo wagon. Ooh. Yeah. So like, the delay in the Evo wagon, it's been for a reason. We've been waiting on them to develop this crank trigger kit. It's been in the works for a little while. They're finally okay with releasing it to the world. Either that or maybe I'm still a testing guy. But billet valve covers, clean up some other stuff with it. At the thing we're going to put manifolds and stuff. But those things are getting pretty close. The one thing that we need is an oil pan for this JZ. Because that doesn't look that nice. And then we have this thing. That doesn't really look that nice either, right? So the first barrel had a lot of fuel in it. So this round of oil, I feel like got pawned off on us because it was a small engine repair shop where they do a lot of like lawnmowers and stuff. So they probably, every time they change oil on a lawnmower, right? They just, and drain the fuel, they just put it in their oil barrel and then they give it to us and then we freaking burn it in here. But these things don't like gasoline, being burned through them. So that's not good. So we did about 10 gallons in there. We found one that was clean. The other 6 or 8 barrels that's out there all smell like fuel, which sucks. But my other buddy has like 255 of clean oil. So we'll get those in. Just loaded up the little water tank. You're gonna go home and get a fresh load before we leave. So that way they don't run, the guys that stay here, they don't end up running out of this. But the bed lights in the truck this was a great mod. Because then you could actually do it. So I'm gonna strap that thing down and I think we're getting ready to head out here in a little bit. Hey, how are them engines treating you?
The engines?
Yeah. We thought that we had some billet things for the GE, but we might not. So we're double checking. That engine looks really good though. I like that. Throwing some different rotors on the front of this thing because when you hit the brakes, get a little wiggle. And then other than that, I think we're ready to rip. All right, let's pick it up where we left off yesterday. So obviously we needed water, so I filled this up last night at my house. And then today, my truck batteries have been seeming a little bit weaker. So came over here, got some new batteries. Got some extra little things for the shop today. Because what do we gotta do today?
Put some engine stands together, clean some engines, get some parts ready for the show.
I really wish the cruise control worked on this thing, but we'll figure that out. Yeah, that's one thing. I did the whole interior swap, and like just a couple little things don't work now. All right, so dumping the water. That should get us, as long as there's not excessive pressure washing and stuff like that. Normally if we fill it to the top, it lasts about a month or 2. That's with everybody here doing stuff, so dropping 1 should be good enough for the guys while I'm gone. Got the truck pulled in, time for a little bit of maintenance, oil change, and some fresh batteries. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay underneath the truck. I got the drain pan all cleaned out. It's also dual purpose too. We add a little bit more oil to the heater that doesn't have fuel in it as well. So change this thing out. We did install an intake pipe. This is a charge pipe. The factory, this is I guess the cold side. So we have the hot side comes out of the turbo. These 6.7 trucks, they actually have a water to air intercooler from the factory. So there's two radiators, a high temp coolant for the engine and a low temp coolant that actually goes to the transmission cooler, water to air intercooler, and the fuel cooler. So it kind of does all of those with that low temp coolant. These guys are factory, it's like a radiator hose. And so they'll end up splitting, especially when you're towing and doing some other stuff. So we actually got this one, it's an engine one. We sell that on motionautoperformance.com. Yeah, it's all, you know, it's like an aluminum tube. Goes on the factory connections right there. So overall pretty good. I've been happy with this truck so far. Just gonna swap out the batteries, change the oil, drain a little bit of fuel from the fuel filter, and should be hopefully all right. If we do end up taking the 2-car, I'm gonna take off these wheels and tires, though. I'm gonna put the stock ones back on it. So we'll keep you guys updated on how we're doing with that. So passenger side of the truck is where all the magic happens. You can see oil filter, all that stuff right there. So the front of the truck's actually kind of low. So just gonna lift it up a little bit, raise it up a smidge, just give me a little bit. I'm on the frame right up front. Stick my head up underneath here. Obviously a drain plug right there. See if I can do this without making a giant mess. 17 mil socket, or maybe it's a 16. Might be a 16. Oh geez, that's an 18. All right, 16. Good to go. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll kind of tip this thing because it freaking comes gushing out of there. Ready? All right. And then you got to kind of pay attention to it for a second because it ends up going inching backwards. All right, so the next thing I like to do so I don't get a bunch of crap all over myself when you're draining the filter, I get a punch, and I'll punch this, scoot that thing out of the way. Scoot the pan back over. And then you drain most of your oil out of your filter, so that way when you do pull your filter off, it's not just freaking running over the side and doing a bunch of crazy stuff and getting all over your hands. Usually write the mileage and the date that I changed it, just in case. Sometimes you write it down on your phone, you forget, or you just think you're gonna remember and then you don't. So I've always done that for like the past freaking 10 years, and it's always saved me. I'm like, man, I feel like I need to change my oil, and I look like it, and I'm like, yep, that looks right. These filters freaking hold like over a quart. Still makes a mess, but less of a mess, and it's not as heavy. All right, so everything down there is done. Now, gotta put some oil in this guy and swap the batteries out. This is the first time since I bought it. He changed it right before I bought it, so probably 6,000 miles or so. 6,000 to 7,000. I haven't really driven it that much, but this bracket for the battery on this side looks a little crusty, so I'm gonna scuff that up and throw a quick little bit of paint on it. I got my truck bracket ready to paint. James over here getting some valve covers ready to paint as well. So we were gonna paint them outside. It literally just started freaking raining. So raining / almost snowing. It's almost like a sleet. The truck is about done. I just wanted to paint that bracket. I need to throw another jug of oil in it, but I wanted to show you guys. Normally when I paint stuff, especially like engine parts and little pieces, they get a lot of moisture in them when you're, you know, obviously it's cold. So you just blast it out with like a torch, you know, like engine blocks, valve covers, anything crazy like that. So I just grabbed the MAP gas torch. We come over to it, blast it, and you can see all of the water come out of it. Yeah, see that little circle? Gets all the water out of it, so then the paint is a little bit happier. SEM direct to metal black eco. So this is kind of like a factory. If you got like an OEM fender from the dealer, this is the finish that it would come in. All right, what do you think of it now that it's on here?
Easier to dress up now and playing.
Yeah, doesn't look as pretty though. It looks a little worse, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I mean, it's a lot cleaner. I think we need to do the front though, like this, that, and that.
Clean that up. Get the suck on there.
Yeah. All right, so the engines are getting kind of bolted up. We're getting some different bolts for these things tomorrow, but kind of get them up on the stands. They look good with the black stuff. You can see that Evo, that's the 4G63. That thing looks pretty nice. Speed sensor on that is in progress. And right now, one promotion that we usually do on the Evo or on the giveaways is tools and orders. So we're gonna run to the local hardware store, grab some food, right?
Food and tools.
Food and tools, and then we're gonna do tools and orders. And Charles is on his way to the airport to pick up Ben, which is your brother.
That's it. Get
And
him there, get him to work.
Yeah, get him. Well, it's like almost all the stuff's gonna be done now. No, well, we got a lot of things. So all the Artec boys are gonna be here.
Representing.
All right, so just pulling out a home. Hey, what are all those things right there?
Barbecues, barbies.
What do you normally put on there?
Snags and steak, but you know, if you want to go back to the 80s, throw a shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah,
That's what you want to do.
That's the only thing I wanted him to say.
I knew you were baiting me. I knew it.
We had to. So yeah, headed back to the shop, and like it's crazy, like $1,300. There's 3 things in there for me. I got oscillating drill thing. I got a $200 thing. So total promotional value was about $1,000 that we're gonna be stuffing in orders this week. 100 of that was tax. You know, 1,100 in tax-ish. Back to the shop we go. One simple idea turned into us polishing
Detailing.
the table.
Detailing, I like to say.
We pulled out the Milwaukee drill because this table, you know, obviously we've been using it around the shop for assembling things and stuff like that. We pulled out the Milwaukee with the bristle brush for the drill. So we're gonna go ahead, load this stuff up on the table, and then kind of, you know, take some pictures, change the landing image, stuff like that. So I'm not trying to sell you guys like the giveaways in these videos. I think this is just the day in the life style of stuff. This is literally what we're doing, what's going on in my brain, and I feel like this is why so much other stuff, you know, we don't end up building cars when we're doing the giveaways because there's so many things that need attention because obviously, like, you know, between promotions and video shoots and ads, and there's just a lot. What's up, guys, and good morning. We are getting ready to leave the house. Ben just got here late last night. We got to load up all the Artec, Garrett, trade show stuff in the trailer. We're going to head to the shop and finish prepping stuff in lieu of leaving for PRI. So lots of little things. We are also planning on bringing the Evo with us, and we're planning on taking it to the dyno tomorrow morning, pull it off, Artec turbo manifold, dump pipe, some other stuff, and then basically get on the road to PRI. So lots of things, lots of stuff. We're gonna start with loading this stuff up in the trailer. A little bit. Ben, welcome.
Hey,
how you doing?
Good. I'm loving this trailer.
Ben is, he wants one of these to keep in the United States, so that way when they fly over, do things. I got this thing too.
Yeah, wow.
So we got lights.
Yeah, I think we'll get one in maybe January. Would you sell your one?
I might. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, I love it. Oh, is that from Hale?
That's from the Hell, yeah.
It's like golf ball technology.
So this stuff pretty much loaded, so we need the 4200 manifold, right?
Yes.
I think, do you need 13B?
And the engines. Yeah, let's take the 13B just for on display. I wasn't going to, but it's small. Stick it on the table.
Good.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, boys, so kind of a surprise. The RSX got picked up. Yeah, the shipment got booked this morning. I thought we were gonna have a little bit more time with it today, but I think we're just gonna do a GPS to CAN module, and I'll send that to them and show them how to hook it up, and it'll run everything on the little CAN gauge. So for this guy. All right, there it is, final goodbye. So see that thing potentially in New Jersey in the future. If you guys are in New Jersey, it might be there. Now, continue the prep for PRI. So one thing we are messing with on this trailer now is figuring out how we're gonna secure. Hey,
I should have worn my bloody shorts. I told you.
Are you hot now?
I'm bloody hot now.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
You alright, Jim?
Drilling holes in my trailer, huh?
Yeah. There's a rack to hold the engines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
This will be good in general. I'll be able to tie more stuff down in here in the future. So Ben, what do you think about United States? Not bad.
The freedoms.
Isn't it nice?
So many freedoms. There's so much space.
Space, freedom.
Land of the free.
Home of the brave. Well, maybe not anymore. I don't know what's happening, but maybe we'll figure it out eventually. All right, so engines are pretty close. They're getting ready to go into the trailer. So we got some things strapped. Hey, good job.
Yeah, thanks for that. I was just talking about if this had a flat wall.
How convenient.
And had a door that opened on the front, so
yep.
That'll be on the Artec trailer.
You think?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
I like that. No, I completely agree. It's
Just
like a waste of space.
Yeah.
And I mean, this wasn't in here when I got the trailer. I put it in,
But you need it in there.
but it's nice.
Potential.
I could put a doggy door in the front. And we could just climb in there.
Potential.
Getting ready to do a back-to-back dyno comparison with this stuff over here on the Evo 9. Taking the Evo 9 to PRI, and then after that we're gonna go to Florida, and we're gonna be there till the end of the giveaway. So we have all this Artec stuff. So we have an Artec Evo 9 stock frame turbo manifold. We have a stock frame 3.5-inch dump and a 3.5-inch full front downpipe. And the problem is this is a 2-bolt flange, and the exhaust that is on our car is actually a 3-bolt flange. So we wanted to like put it on the dyno, make power with stock, whatever this makes, and then pull it off, throw it on the lift, spend an hour swapping stuff out. But obviously if we have different flanges, which I'm glad we figured this out today, before we got up to the thing tomorrow.
That would have been a nightmare.
And then we had to like cut, weld, find things. Obviously, I mean, Steve's shop's probably fully equipped for all that, but
it just would have thrown a wrench in the program.
it would have still been slightly inconvenient, so I'll figure it out.
What we got going here, boys? And then we got Trevor working in here on the Evo. Garrett's working on his car.
Ben, you did a great job.
Yeah, well, we haven't actually physically moved yet.
We haven't left yet.
So once we get to Indianapolis and it still looks like this, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even take it. James did all the work.
Well, it's looks like it's working.
We've just pulled the bolts out, holding the turbo on, and cleaned out all the threads. One of them we probably would have put money on that it was going to snap, so we took about 45 minutes to get the bolt out, so we've successfully got it out. It was cleaned up the threads, and now we're just going to quickly dump the oil, so she's all good for the morning.
Who's catching the nut? Oh, well, I can catch it there, but yeah, that's it.
I got it. I got it above.
Are you gonna get oil all over your fingers?
Let's see Ben's.
She loves it.
Beautiful. Charge of all that, but I'm also in charge of all this.
Creative lighting happening here.
You gotta get the production team onto it.
How are we looking?
We've gone from low to way overfilled.
Oh!
Can't forget those lights.
Got all the Artec stuff in the back, ready for Steve tomorrow.
You've got heaps of Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
How can I take one?
How can you take one?
Make it look like I've won.
We can't do that. We can't do that, Ben. Just ended up filming some ads for the Milwaukee tools in order. So if you guys see those coming across your Facebook, then hopefully maybe that means you're a warm buyer, right?
Yeah, I want one. I need
They're
to
not
get
bad.
in there.
Ben actually got dirty today. He was working on the Evo. We pulled off the stock turbo, essentially, one bolt at a time. We had one bolt that was literally going to freaking fight us until the end. But
It took about 40 minutes to get the one out.
But we didn't have to drill. We didn't have to tap it. We didn't have to do that other. We did run a tap down it.
We cleaned them all out.
Put a fresh bolt.
Made sure it's perfect for whoever owns it later.
And then also, tomorrow is an exciting day because we are putting Ben's special Evo sauce, the package, right?
Yeah, so we're fitting up our stock replacement turbo manifold and our 3.5-inch cast dump and our 3.5-inch front pipe, which bolts up to the OEM catalytic converter location.
So pretty exciting. We're going up to Steve's. Obviously, he's got an all-wheel drive dyno. He tunes Evos. He's a wizard behind the keyboard. So that is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. And then literally, as soon as we are done from the dyno, we are heading straight to PRI. And I'll be ripping some vlogs for you guys. So if you guys keep liking them and watching them, even if you don't like them, I'm going to keep freaking uploading them. So see you guys later. Thanks for watching.